Well, my guest is Professor Clinton Hutton. We've journeyed from Jericho to the Mico, and now we're heading to the University of the West Indies. Yes. You went up to the University of the West Indies. Did you know at the time what you wanted to study?
Yes.
And it would have been what?
Communications and politics.
So what faculty did you apply to?
Well, I was first in the faculty of what they call it, arts. I went to Caramac. So I had Professor Agri Brown. And so I did a degree in mass communication with the social sciences. So I was also in the Department of Government between both, right? And of course, in the department, a lot of encouragement. Professor Rupert Lewis, such a gentleman.
Garveyite of no mean.
Yes, yes. A quiet storm, Professor Edwin Jones. These Professor Mills, Gladstone Mills, Charlie. These person showed a lot of respect for what I was doing. And they mentored me. And for example, Professor Jones, when I started doing my graduate work, constantly called me Dr. Hutton.
Name it.
So it's important that you have people along the way who encourage you, and I was certainly encouraged.
How long did it take you to move through the undergrad, the process to the PhD?
So in the last semester before finishing my undergrad, I applied to do graduate work for the coming September. And I was admitted to do graduate work for MPhil, Master of Philosophy in Political Science. And so I went in the September to do it, and by the time I did my first seminar, I think it was in the December, they upgraded me to do the PhD. So I actually worked on a PhD for what I was doing for the MPhil, which was on the ideological foundations of the Morant Bay Rebellion and its suppression.
That's a very important topic to you. Yes. For your research. You've done publications. Yes. You have a novel that you are writing.
I'm writing currently, and I'm enjoying it. Yes. Yeah? Yes, the Morant Bay thing came to me as a boy as well. At the 100th anniversary of the Morant Bay Uprising, the Gleaner put out a special supplement about it. That is 1965. 65, I was 10. And I saw that and I read it. And I never looked back. Morant Bay has always been in my head, Paul Bogle and those persons from that time.
If you had to make a political statement about what happened with the Morant Bay Rebellion in 30 seconds, what would you say?
A suppression of the aspiration of the Jamaican people just coming out of slavery, who believed that they could not be free if they did not have the means to make their own living. And thus their slogan, liberty of person, liberty of land. Yeah. Marley said it in a different way. The Wailers said it in a different way in a song. Every time I hear the crack of the whip, my blood runs cold. I remember on the slave ship how they brutalize our very soul. Today they say we are free only to be chained to poverty. That poverty was 330 years of enslavement and 100 odd years of colonial subjection.
I was listening to a program on the BBC yesterday, and one of the interviewees said that when we stop listening to the politicians and start listening to our poets, and a songwriter is a poet as well, yes, then we'll get it right as nations.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I've been writing a lot about that. In fact, I'm currently writing an essay on that as well.
How many publications have you done? If you could just list.
Many. Many in the area of in different areas. political philosophy, the culture and philosophy of enslaved Africans, political history, Rastafari, revival, generally Caribbean spirituality and aesthetics, that is ideas about beauty in the context of the Caribbean, creativity,
Do you think
music.
Do you think we've lost our understanding as a Caribbean people when we think of beauty and what it should be and what it should represent?
It is always there, even when something else supersedes it. It is always there, and that beauty captured the world. Right?
Yeah.
Jamaican. Let us just look at Jamaican popular music alone. I mean, we have produced 6, 7 forms of music. Anywhere you go into the world, and it's not just music for music's sake, although that would have been good achievement. But the philosophy of the music, its themes, they're about universal freedom and justice.
And your interest in music really started from your boy too.
Yes, again. There were two bars, not my father's. There were 2 bars in Jericho outside of my father's bar, and they had jukeboxes. I was absolutely fascinated by these jukeboxes.
A jukebox is something that
moving.
plays records,
Right.
friends. And for the millennials, we will have to do another program to tell you what records are, right? Vinyls,
The
etc.
vinyls and those
Yeah.
things. Yes, I was absolutely fascinated by them.
What genre of music were you loving from the jukebox?
They were playing every type of music, and believe me, I like music. Universally, I like music wherever music is coming from. So a lot of the rhythm and blues and
in the country and western,
all of those things
were there
from the jukeboxes, right? But of course, the early Jamaican sound on the jukeboxes, and some of those sounds. When I heard Don Drummond playing music, I heard it first on the jukebox, and then Chin, a man they call Chin, which I really look. Jamaican tend to call all Chinese Miss Chin
Yes.
and Mr. Chin, which I reject. They have their
Yes.
names.
Yes.
Right?
People need to be called their names.
People need to be called their names, right? But there was this Chinese man who used to show movie, and he also used to play a lot of those Jamaican music.
And we're speaking about Scan Rock Steady.
Yes, and Don Drummond.
Well,
I'm still haunted by Don Drummond's music.
Well, the way he plays a
Yes.
trombone is
Yes.
hauntingly.
Yes.
We'll take a break. My guest is Clinton
Right.
Hutton. There's just so much more we could talk about, but we'll be coming back for the final segment.
Yeah.
This is Profile.